right, you ready? Here we go. Good afternoon. Welcome to Big News with John and Greg. I'm here at the Briergarten Beer Garden / Grill here in Lewisburg, West Virginia with one of the owners. His name is Josh.
Yep.
Josh, nice to meet you, man.
Good to meet you, Greg. Thanks
Cool,
for coming.
man. Thank you very much, man. So look, I woke up in the morning. I was like, man, what am I going to do today? I'm like bored off my butt. And I got on my phone. I'm like, I'm going to go to Lewisburg. And I looked around for like restaurants, like something compelling for me to go to. I'm like, man, this spot's cool. So I double checked, you open at noon.
Yep.
Other days you open a little bit later.
Correct.
So then
Fridays, Saturdays open at noon.
Friday, Saturday, noon. What are your other hours?
3 to 9 on most nights.
3 to 9,
Yep.
okay. So
and then we're open to midnight on the weekends.
midnight on the weekend. So, Josh, tell me how you came up with this idea, because this is mega cool. Because for me, you asked me a question before the show, what I do for a living, right?
Okay.
Can I ask what I do for a living?
Yep.
I'm gonna let the cat out of the bag. I own a restaurant,
Okay.
right? I'm a restaurant guy.
Okay.
Okay, I own a restaurant. It's a Mexican restaurant. It's in Greensboro. I've had it for 22 years.
Wow. Good for you.
Runs on its own.
Uh-huh.
I'm a pilot now.
Okay.
And so I love hospitality. I love food and beverage. I love everything about it.
Me too.
Do you really?
Oh, yeah.
And
Hands down.
yeah, and so I'm very aware of like what's going on. And so when I see a cool spot like this in Lewisburg, because I was here 4 years ago, and it didn't have the spark it has today.
The town, you mean?
Yeah.
Sure.
It's Lewisburg now. There's something going on downtown.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, absolutely.
And
It's,
so I woke up, Josh, I was like, I'm going to go to this spot. And then you show up. I get lucky. So tell everybody on TV, on Channel 8,
Okay.
how you started this. This is a good idea.
Yeah, well, like all great ideas, it started with a different idea, which was actually one of the other owner couples. There are 3 couples that own this bar restaurant with us, and one of the other couples and I were talking about opening up a cocktail bar actually next door. And we moved into that. We were working through it. We had a good business plan, and this was supposed to be a tap room for another company. And we were probably about, 3, 4, 5, 6 months into COVID, and that company decided to pivot and focus on something else. Obviously opening up a bar in the middle of COVID didn't seem like the best idea, but we were attracted to that bad idea, I guess, still. But so we kind of pivoted ourselves and said, instead of opening up this cocktail bar next door, we kind of had this bar built and the taps were in. We had 17 taps in.
So it was halfway built.
It was, 35% built.
Okay.
Absolutely. It had different, the walls were all painted different. It was all kind of ready to go. And we decided to, one of the other owners who had moved here during COVID from New York City loved beer gardens and was talking about, Lewisburg needs a beer garden. It'd be a great place, for the community to come together, and they're family friendly they're lighthearted and they're fun. And we've all done extensive travel in Europe, so we all, kind of love the European beer culture for sure. And it didn't take long. I think around January 16, January 20, we formed the LLC and we opened April 1.
April 1st, 2021.
Yeah, 2021, correct. So we've
Last
been open
year.
about, a year and a half. And
Going well.
oh, it's going great. We were really lucky. West Virginia was, at the forefront of, getting people vaccinated. So we actually opened when like a huge percentage of our local population had just hit the 2 weeks after their last vaccination. And so when we opened the door, everyone was like, "Ooh, COVID's over, no masks." And then, obviously that summer, things shifted a little bit, but we have, which you'll see this entire garage door goes up.
I noticed it,
and we have this convertible
it's up in the
indoor-outdoor
picture
space.
online.
Yeah, and so what it does is it provides, even when you're sitting in here,
you feel like you're outside.
feel like you're outside.
Oh, yeah.
And so people are attracted to that. The focus for our ownership group was to keep things simple but high quality. And so what we do is we only serve European beers and beers from West Virginia breweries. That's all we have on tap.
And you have pretzel bread for your sandwiches.
Correct. And that's one of the things that we do to kind of to stay on brand, if you will.
Yeah.
All of our sandwiches come on a pretzel bun of some sort, right? But all of our beers come from either Germany or West Virginia, with one exception, number 5, Pabst Blue Ribbon, because you got to have a little PBR on tap. That's the only gimme up there. Everything else. So if you look at our mascot here, she is a German, Oktoberfest beer maiden.
Wearing a dindle.
Right, that's correct.
The typical dress.
And she's wrapped in a West Virginia timber rattler. So it's a combination of the German and the West Virginian thing that we're doing here. And her name is Botany Spears.
Botany Spears,
Yeah.
yes.
And she turned 21 the day we opened. And then every year on our anniversary of the day we opened, it's also Botany's birthday.
Man, that is cool, man.
So we did a couple other fun things in here. You'll notice there's a green line.
There is.
And if you notice, it comes into the bar and it goes down, and it actually goes into you see the tray?
Yes.
The
Yes.
indention? It goes there.
Yes, it does.
Goes back to the bathrooms, comes out of the bathrooms, and comes right out through here.
Okay.
And so all of these tables, all from Germany, from old German beer garden tables, we order. We have all branded glassware.
Where do you get your glasses from?
The Steins are all from a German company, and then the Rocks glasses, and I think one or two of the others are from an American company.
Do you get any of your glasses from a company called Sam or Stahl in Germany?
I think Sam maybe.
Sam?
I'd have to check. We all have different areas that we focus on, and I have to double check with the owner that handles the glass ordering. But I feel like I've heard that before for sure.
That's cool, man.
Yeah.
That's cool. So I actually have a connection to Germany.
Okay.
I have friends over there, and they give me a small house over there to hang out, and so I actually speak German.
Oh wow.
So that was kind of my attraction to this place, other than it was so beautiful. I like German things, and this is very German. You even have Prost on your shirt there, which is cool. And so I see you got a lot of wood here.
Yeah.
Is this wood? Does it happen to be like maybe local wood?
Actually, this bar was built, by Tom Mansheim. He's a local builder and woodworker, and they're actually the rafters that were in this before the remodel that he planed down. And so we tried to recycle and use as much recycled stuff as possible. These blackboards, these are the old chalkboards at the old African American school.
Are you serious?
Down the block, yeah. We've rescued these out of that building and made them our beer menu.
And Michael and
Prawns
told me about the bomb. It's made from a sixel.
It is, yeah. Our first Oktoberfest last year that we did, we had a keg art contest, and we gave 6 sixtels to 6 different artists, and they all did something different with each of them.
The bomb's cool.
And then we brought people in and judged them, and that was the crowd favorite. And if you spin it, there's another version of Botany Spears on the other side that's upside down, because it actually sat upright for about 8 months over in the corner, and then we decided to hang it.
So I'm going to ask you a question.
And actually, just real quick, the tip of it is the old headlight from an old Oldsmobile.
Is that
flipped
right?
Up, yeah, that flipped upside down. So
that's cool. So the girl on there, is she meant to be Botany Spears?
Yeah, she's like a rendition of Botany, kind of a St. Pauli girl look up there,
That's cool. This is a cool spot, man.
Yeah.
I mean, and then at nighttime you guys get busy, obviously, right?
Yeah. So one of the things about talk about the menu a little bit. We got bratwurst from Schaller and Weber up in New York. Coming from Germany. Our pretzel buns that we talked about, everything's served on a pretzel bun. Even we do smash burgers sometimes for fun, and we even put those on a pretzel bun sometimes. So what we do here is we try to stay as local as possible. So our currywurst is curried right down the street. Our Reuben that you just had is.
I ordered another one.
Yeah, that's a local. That's local beef, and it's corned in house at Swift Level Fine Meats. When we do our smash burgers, the burger meat is coming from mountain steer. which is another farm here, you know. And so we strive to provide high quality, fresh products, but it's a limited menu, right? So we believe in doing 6 or 7 things really, really, really good, as opposed to having a menu of 20, 30 things. Our pretzel or our pepperoni roll is from Chico's in Morgantown, and you're familiar with pepperoni rolls?
Yes,
the West Virginia staple.
Yes, I am.
And our chips are Mr. B's Potato Chips, which is an all-female owned company out of Parkersburg, West Virginia.
Is that right?
Yeah.
The ones I just had?
Yeah.
Ah, in the blue and white bag. Ah, okay.
So it's interesting. I think it's an all-female owned company, but it's called Mr. B's. I think they should change it to Mrs. B's.
So you guys have put some thought into this. It just isn't some random thing you guys put together. It's extremely well thought out, from the food to the beer,
correct,
to the design, the T-shirts, the look, and the fit and finish. It's all very well thought out.
Yeah, well, you know, we were talking earlier that, you know, my wife and I and one of the other owners come from a design background, and all of us believe that, you know, good design has to have purpose behind it. You don't just do something for the sake of doing it. And so all of the design decisions throughout the whole place were very well thought out, and, you know, put up on a whiteboard.
Okay, so then there's 6 of you who are partners in this. What's your role? What role do you play in this whole picture?
My personal thing I usually focus on is creating events and helping manage and promote and design those events. For instance, last year we did a Valentine's Day dinner where I took our menu and I deconstructed it and put it back in a modern way. So we did we did something called a Frank Wellington, which is a beef Wellington, but I took a hot dog, a Nathan's hot dog, you know, rolled it in phyllo. And
so how do you know about this? If you're not a chef, unless you are a chef,
no.
How do you know about this?
How
to do that, the Frank Wellington?
I have a background in food and beverage marketing that you know stems 10 plus years. And I've been lucky enough.
About these ideas, about these different food things and stuff.
Yeah, I've been lucky enough to.
You understand kitchen, how it works.
Correct. Yes. Yeah.
Man.
So we do events like that. You know, I think we did a pretzel bread pudding with a vanilla porter creme anglaise, and then we took a paintbrush and did a swipe of Nutella on the plate, and then plated the bread pudding, covered it in the creme anglaise, and then we did a sugar snap. That we put in the top of it. So it was kind of fun to take the stuff that we have here, which is very limited, and redefine it in a fun, modern sense.
You did a good job, man. I mean, this is all okay. There's things I noticed, and so for example, you have a round heating and air duct.
Yeah.
Which a lot of people would put square, but I like that you put round because the space is very square.
Yeah.
Right? There's a lot of angles going
Correct.
on here.
Yes.
But you have something round here to kind of soften it up and kind of change it up a little bit. And these are things I look at. Apart from your cool logo, which is kind of 80s, kind of 80s like, you know, I just think that's cool, man.
Yeah, and we kind of hidden, you can barely see it, but there's a 140-inch screen that drops down. And so we can play, you know, our local...
Star Wars.
Yeah, we've had movie nights in here. You know, so occasionally, like our local boys soccer team just won the state championship, and so we were able to stream that in here, and people couldn't go to the game. We kind of became the place to do that. So one of the things we really try to do is become a community bar, if you will, a place where anyone can come and hang out, and you know, it's very kid friendly. We have puzzles and
cool,
coloring books in the back, and
mom and dad bring your kid.
Yeah.
Have a beverage, and your kids can play with Legos.
Yeah, Jenga, whatever. You know.
Right. Okay. 2 questions,
Sure.
and I'm done with you. Because
Okay.
I know you got a lot to do today.
It's okay.
First question is, if I want to come here, fly in.
Yeah.
Because there's actually a big flying community, and a lot of guys and families, and typically guys,
Okay.
we're looking for places to go and hang out. Okay. So if I wanted to come here and hang out and have a beer and spend the night, okay, where's the closest nice spot I can go and spend the night?
Downtown Lewisburg is lucky enough to have a couple great places to spend the night. You've got the General Lewis Inn, which is right up on Route 60, easily walkable into town. Old historic inn that's been remodeled. Great little cocktail bar in the lobby. Have a couple drinks before you come down to see us.
Right.
You also have the Escape, which is right beside the Asylum, another restaurant downtown, and it's a kind of apartment hotel, so it's got 6 or 7 self check-in rooms, and then you also have Washington Street Quarters, which is also
So there's plenty of
downtown.
places for
Plenty
me to
of
go
places
to. I can get a
for sure.
reservation.
You
Come
can-
here.
yeah,
I can have some drinks.
You've got the box hotels up the road. There's tons of, there's
I don't
hundreds of
want a
rooms
box
up there.
hotel. I
We
want
don't want to
something
stay
local.
there. Stay
Yeah.
downtown. All the downtown places, you can walk right into town, walk home, super easy, super safe.
Okay, my last question,
Mm-hmm.
Josh. Okay, so I talk to a lot of people every day because of my industry, right? The industry that we're in, right? So I think you're around my age because I'm vibing with you.
Okay.
Okay, I'm 52.
Okay.
Are you there yet?
I'm 44.
You're 44.
Yeah, it's all the gray.
It's the gray.
Yeah.
You're 44.
Yeah, my mom keeps telling me to shave my beard so I look younger.
So you're 8 years younger. But you still remember the 80s, right?
Oh yeah, I mean I was a middle school kid.
You remember parachute pants?
Oh yeah, MC Hammer pants.
Right.
I had. Do you
That's
remember?
right.
Do you remember Smileys?
No.
They were like baggy plaid pants. No. They were called So I made Smileys. That's what it was. So they were called something, but they were baggy and they had like the slippery when wet badge on the back.
Okay.
I
I
can't
was
remember.
John Bon Jovi. He had an album called.
Yeah,
Slippery
that's
When Wet.
right. But when I was in middle school, we created a baggy plaid pant from a fabric store. We just bought like blouse pant plans and bought fabric, and we made them. And the only patch we could find on there that was cool was a yellow smiley face. And we put it on the back of the pants, and we that was one of my first businesses was I sold these pants that we made called Smileys.
Man, that's cool. So one last question.
Yeah.
What's your favorite music group?
I'm a big Fish, Grateful Dead.
Gotcha. Fish, Grateful Dead.
Yep.
All right.
And then on the side, War on Drugs, Radiohead.
Gotcha, man. Well, look, dude, I appreciate your time. I know you're busy. Thank you for hooking us up.
No, thank
Me
you.
and my friend John with this interview. You got a great spot. I'm gonna eat my second Reuben.
Okay.
Everything was cool here. Just shout out to all your homeboys here. You can say thanks and please
Thanks,
watch
guys.
again. And I'm rooting for Ukraine in this war. Okay, so I'm gonna say Slava Ukraine.